Hi, Miss Hughes. How are you?
Hey, Chelsea, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I just got a meeting with my mentor, and she said that my objectives are just all wrong, all over the place.
Oh,
I took a
no.
peek in your room, and your objectives were really solid. So, what are learning objectives? How do I get there?
Okay, so first of all, learning objectives are statements that describe the specific knowledge or skills and abilities that you want your students to be able to demonstrate at the end of your lesson. So they're basically like lesson takeaways, basically.
Oh, okay. So, okay, great. Okay.
Well, tell me about a lesson that you're trying to do first of all. What are you planning on doing with your students tomorrow?
So I already have my standards prepared. I was thinking about we focus on some foundational skills. I was going to do WF3A, where we spell common, regular, single syllable words using short vowels. And I was going to use some of the short vowel words that we already went over.
Okay, so first of all, just make sure that you start your objectives off by saying something like students will be able to SWBAT. You want to start it off with that way, first of all.
Oh, okay. So, okay, good. So students will be able to. I always start off like that.
Yes.
Okay.
In your objectives, you want to make sure that you list what you're going to have your students use to demonstrate or you know, do the activity in your lesson. So, what are you planning on having your students use?
Oh, I was gonna make it nice and fun. I was gonna let them bring their dry erase markers and their whiteboards to the carpet, and we can practice building the spelling words.
Okay, that sounds good because that's definitely a way to measure and, you know, identify that your students are understanding what's being asked of them. So, that's really good. Um, so, now that you have your objective and you have your materials, how would you word that?
I can say students will be able to use dry erase markers and whiteboards to recognize and write their spelling words.
Okay, perfect. So now that you have um, your objective, you have your materials, now you'll need to measure this. So, for instance, tell me how many words you're trying to attempt your students to
Oh, just a
work on.
quick lesson. So maybe about four, just four words.
Okay, so if you're working with 4 words, you want to be sure that they understand at least 3 out of the 4 for accuracy.
Oh, because if they get 3 out of 4, that's like almost like they're passing like
Mm-hmm.
that. Okay.
Yeah, so your objectives, they have to have 3 steps. Your SWBAT, um, observable materials, you have that, and how they'll be measured. And that's how you put it together.
So I can tweak it a little bit. I could say students will be able to use dry erase markers
Mm-hmm.
and whiteboards to recognize and write at least 3 spelling words.
That sounds great.
Oh.
What's your email so I can send you some resources sometime?
Okay, I'm going to write it down here. Thank you.
You're welcome.